Hi, my name is NieR, and let's start with the Resident Evil Village.
The story is set a few years after the events in Resident Evil 7. The all-new storyline begins when a man and his wife start living peacefully in a new location, free from their past nightmares and horrors. And just as they are building their new life together, then, you know, stuff happens. Otherwise, it would be a love story, not a fantasy story with horror elements. Village is one of the coolest games ever, with an atmosphere creepier than your neighbor-in-law.
Wait, what? That exists?
I don't know, I hope not. Also, this game is not a pure horror game as you can imagine. It's really not that scary, it's just creepy. And overwhelmingly positive reviews are here for a reason. This game is fantastic. Also, you can play the free demo version on Steam. Assassin's Creed Shadows. Japan was always, and even now is, some alien-like land where the customs and traditions are vastly different from the rest of the civilized world. Most of the advanced cultures had a period where we hacked and slashed each other with swords, but Japan took that to another level, with their cool code of honor and impressive one-on-one samurai battles, and even ritual suicides that make zero sense for the rest of the world. But hey, they are very cool, no doubt. So here you'll be hacking and slashing everyone as this awesome black warrior dude, or as a cool Japanese lady ninja, and show these puny shoguns who the real boss in Japan is. And it's you, my friend, you are big in Japan, you are the best, never doubt that. Now subscribe, this praise isn't free. People on Steam are saying that the environments here are beyond awesome. Hacking and slashing feels nice, but if you have played recent Assassin's Creed games, you won't find anything really refreshing. You know, developers use that do not fix what is not broken formula, and it worked. Only actually bad thing is, it's Ubisoft's game and nobody loves them because of their buggy launcher, DRMs and other shenanigans no normal company ever does. The Invincible. The Invincible was written by Polish writer Stanisław Lem, the author of the very well-known Solaris. In general, I think that The Invincible should have been a movie, but I will take a game as well. So the plot of the book, I will try to tell you without spoilers, is revolving around an expedition who has landed on a distant desert planet, much like a Mars, but an itsy-bitsy teeny-weeny more alive one. And then bad things start to happen. Duh. All I can say that this plot is not a usual one, where you land on some creepy rock and then some monsters start snatching your crew one by one. It's not like that. If you remember Solaris, you can realize that Stanisław Lem tried to avoid clichés and think of something more intriguing. So I can promise you that The Invincible is not a cliché story. It is really good, less psychological if you compare it to Solaris and more action-oriented. Also, if you played Firewatch, you will see where they took the inspiration from. Senua Saga, Hellblade 2. This is the sequel of the famous Hellblade Senua Sacrifice, where Senua returns to a journey of survival in Viking Iceland. As in the first part, here you will struggle to conquer the horrors of darkness by slaying puny enemies and by dealing with your own inner demons. The game has these almost photorealistic visuals, especially when you look at the faces. The expressions are amazing, every muscle moves as it should. You feel anger, pain, madness, and of course, hunger. For a good bowl of potato salad. I got you here, I know. So the story unravels in 10th century Iceland, which was recreated from real locations. So basically there is a tour somewhere in Iceland where you can visit all the spots, or if there isn't, that is a business opportunity, no doubt. Anyway, this is a psychological, horror-infused adventure with a deep and captivating story, stunning visuals and cinematics. Review score on Steam is close to 90%, so the sequel is definitely worth your attention. Station to Station. This is a minimalist and relaxing game about building railway connections. Yes, because connections with other people are above our capabilities, let's connect with the railway. Your world starts small with a handful of various structures. You will place stations and build rails to foster growth and expansion. As you build more connections, your area will grow, transforming into a lush, vibrant environment full of colors and life. Although not everything is relaxing here. To keep you on your toes, the game also features puzzle elements, challenging your IQ to optimize routes and solve logistical riddles. So make sure that you have at least a bit higher IQ than room temperature and enjoy this game, which will burn around 8 hours of your boring life. Sekiro: Shadows Die Twice. Bound to protect a young lord who is a descendant of an ancient bloodline, you become the target of many vicious enemies. When the young lord is captured, nothing will stop you on a perilous quest to regain your honor. Well, except death. Death will stop you many times. Keep in mind that Sekiro is the creation of the same developers as the Souls games, and it's meant for people with masochistic tendencies. If you hate yourself, this game is for you. Although I have one piece of advice on how to easily beat this game. It's very simple. Stop being a noob and get good. SpellForce 3 Fallen God. Well, most strategy and RPG fans know SpellForce games, but it seems that this one is somehow forgotten, and it is a beautiful game. It is an absolutely standalone title. You don't need to play or even know anything about SpellForce at all to enjoy it. The stories are absolutely separated, just like you and your ex right now. I would say that Fallen God is a hybrid between Warcraft 3 and party-based real-time RPGs. You will be traveling around extremely huge maps with your heroes, and from time to time you will have to build a base and attack unsuspecting enemies, pillage their puny villages and eat their children. Well, maybe not the latter, but who knows, some of your heroes look pretty ravenous, to be honest. Desperados III. You can kill quietly with a knife or take out multiple foes with your revolvers. I especially like the knife part. It somehow feels more personal and, of course, requires more skill. Scenarios Desperados presents are far from cliché. Situations are quite original, but also familiar with a nice vibe of Wild West. I say vibe because here you will fight not only in small frontier towns, but also in creepy swamps, riverbanks, and even in sprawling modern cities. You can choose between non-lethal and deadly attacks, meaning that you can finish the game without killing anyone. I have no idea why you may do that, it's boring. I live my real life without killing anyone. Why should I do the same where I am allowed to snap a neck or two? For example, I am against hunting for fun, but I play the hunter and I slaughter all the animals in the forest for pure entertainment. You know why? Because they are not real. Duh. Anyway, Desperados 3 is like an old good Commandos game, but modern with amazing visuals and great quality overall. Northgard. This is an RTS game based on Norse mythology in which you play as a clan of Vikings vying for the control of Mysterio's newfound continent. In this simple strategy game you will find lots of victory conditions, atmospheric music, changing seasons, and, as you can see, pretty nice art design. Also, the game has a decent campaign with a pretty good story. Sadly, as I've mentioned many times before, Northgard's AI is cheating with infinite resources and manpower, meaning that developers couldn't create really good intelligence that could win against humans on its own. Well, I know that many strategy games do not have strong AIs, but they at least try. But you never know, maybe developers were AI geniuses, but they were afraid of accidentally making Skynet. You know, being accused of making a bad AI is one thing, but being responsible for a robot uprising that destroyed human civilization? Yeah, you know, better safe than sorry. Nevertheless, Northgard is a good RTS game for a few days, or maybe more. Maybe you will fall in love with it. You know, like tapeworm falls in love with your guts. The Captain. This retro-inspired adventure game has around 90% positive reviews on Steam, so stay with me, that is not a very common thing. Here you are, the Captain, and a space fleet science officer, lost on the other side of the galaxy. Very Star Trek-ish. Dark forces are en route to Earth to destroy our planet, and you are carrying the only thing that can stop them. Is that a magic bowl of potato salad? You will never know if you don't play. Anyway, you have to race back home across the galaxy. You like Earth intact. You know, here the best beer in the galaxy is being made. And also for some other not so important reasons. On your journey you will meet new friends and make new enemies, although you won't be able to save everyone. And only you will decide who will be left behind and which civilizations will you save or destroy along the way. The decisions are all up to you. You are awesome, but obviously have too much power. There is a protest happening somewhere against you in the galaxy, with purple-haired people cursing you, that's no doubt. No rest for the wicked. The game is still in early access, so it is kinda rough on the edges, but it is made by developers of Ori and the Blind Forest, so not by some rookies. So here the year is 841, and as word of the king's death echoes throughout the kingdom, the crown passes to his arrogant yet untested son. So there are some rebels wanting to cut his head off. The land is on the brink of civil war. That sucks, but it can always suck even more. So an unholy plague not seen for 1,000 years has returned as well. What a coincidence, right? So the plague sweeps across the land, corrupting everything and everyone it touches. In all this turmoil, you embark on an adventure. Well, on a task to be fair, because you are sworn to defeat the plague at any cost. Well, it's always better to be a warrior than a civilian in a war, so kudos for you. You got this. Or not. Knowing you, probably not. No offense. The Thaumaturge. This is an isometric, story-rich, turn-based combat RPG. The year is 1905. The city of Warsaw lives under the rule of imperial hands. Its inhabitants constitute a diverse group of different ancestries, views and beliefs with often conflicting interests: soldiers, merchants, simple townspeople and more. Despite the circumstances, the city is a buzzing metropolis where you can attend a breathtaking party with the high society and later get robbed in one of the dark alleys. Well, sounds like any city today, but there is a catch. You are some kind of a warlock, a Thaumaturge as they are called here, because you inherited the power to tame magical entities. You will utilize their mystical abilities to discover secrets hidden within the human soul and speak to the darkness itself. People are saying that the game has a great story, has complex but easy to learn combat and is set in a relatively open world. The only flaw here, in my eyes, is that the game is set in Poland and not in cold Bieristan, but no one is perfect. NieR Automata. So the game tells the story of three androids and their battle to reclaim the machine-driven dystopia overrun by powerful automatons. Here humanity has been driven from Earth by mechanical beings from another world. In a final effort to take back the planet, the human resistance sends a force of android soldiers to destroy the invaders, and you are in control of them. The combat here is beyond fluid. You can change between ranged and melee, perform high-speed battle actions and so on. Also, it has 26 endings. If you are into that stuff, you can replay the game almost indefinitely till you get them all. That's if you are some kind of a masochist. I don't judge. Jagged Alliance 3. In the sequel of the legendary tactical strategy turn-based franchise, you can select from a huge cast of mercenaries, all with their own unique personalities, quirks and backstories. Then go out and explore the land as you meet new people, earn money, grow your team and ultimately make your own decisions that will decide the country's fate. Here you will also find a campaign that you can play alone or with friends in online co-op mode. Control territory, train the locals, command multiple parties and defend against enemy forces in an alive and active world. You can customize your weaponry and even decide on the fate of the country in an open RPG structure. Honestly, I was really skeptical about the game's quality before the release, because sequels like that, especially after so many years, tend to flop, while most of them actually fail to live up to the expectations. And Jagged Alliance 3 wasn't anything like that. A very positive review score left by thousands of people proves that without a sweat.
Assetto Corsa.
This is a racing simulator with a very affordable price. If you like realism more than arcade fun, this may be your spoon of potato salad. For example, the circuits have been developed using laser scan technology in order to guarantee the highest level of accuracy possible in reproducing real-world racing environments. And despite the game being a bit on the older side, its licensing agreements somehow still work. Not like in some other games, if you know what I'm talking about. So here you can drive BMW, Ferrari, Audi, Lamborghini, Mercedes, Tony, Saladini and many other famous cars. Well, maybe not the latter, but hey, still a lot. The game surprised me with a vast amount of controls it supports. For example, you can play it either with a steering wheel or with a keyboard and everything in between. The range is truly here. Anyway, if you like racing sims, this is a must. And if you have no idea what racing sim is, for this price you can just try. Maybe it's for you. Eastshade. Nothing shady about this game, in fact it's hard to find some darker corner here. You are a traveling painter exploring the island and capturing the world on your canvas. Talk to the inhabitants to learn about their lives, make friends and help those in need. Visit cities, scale summits, unearth mysteries and discover forgotten places. This is a peaceful open-world exploration adventure where you will compose paintings anywhere in the world. You will offer them to locals to unlock secrets and gain items. Also you will have to acquire crafting materials and schematics to surmount obstacles and solve quests. People on Steam are saying that this is one of the most beautiful games they have ever played, and most only wish that it was like at least 5 times longer. Marvel's Guardians of the Galaxy. In this third-person action-adventure game you will play as Star-Lord, and thanks to your bold yet questionable leadership you have persuaded an oddball crew of unlikely heroes to join you. Some jerk, surely not you, has set off a chain of catastrophic events, and only you can hold the unpredictable Guardians together long enough to fight off total interplanetary meltdown. For this you will have to use element blasters, tag team beatdowns, jet boot powered dropkicks, even put pineapple into potato salad. Nothing is off limits. Well, I'm kidding, the last thing surely is. That is a jail time guaranteed, and if you think it's all going to plan, you will be in for a world of surprises, with the consequences of your actions guaranteed to keep the Guardians on their toes. The game is one of the most beloved Marvel Universe games, with positive reviews hovering way above 90%. Nioh 2, the Complete Edition. Here you can create your own original protagonist and embark on an adventure that will take you through devastated lands across Japan during the Sengoku period. Much like the previous title, which gained a lot of praise from fans and critics alike, Nioh 2 contains an original story and a lot of action. This edition includes all the content from Nioh 2 along with all 3 DLC expansions: The Tengu's Disciple, Darkness in the Capital, and The First Samurai. You can also play the game at 120 frames per second if your monitor is a beast. Also, it supports 4K, ultra-wide screens, and so on. People on Steam are talking that this game is a masterpiece, well-balanced title with great replayability value, but definitely not for those who suck at Souls-like games. But if you suck at Souls-like games, I have wonderful advice for you. Stop sucking, get good. See how easy it is? Moncage. This is a wonderful puzzle adventure game. It takes place inside a mysterious cube, with each side of the cube housing a unique world. It can be an old factory, a light tower, an amusement park, church, ding-dong enlargement clinic, and so on. Well, maybe not all of those are here, but you get the point. At first sight they may seem random and unrelated, but upon closer look you will become surprised by the intricate ways of how these worlds connect together. People are saying that the game is relaxing, calming, and sometimes brain-melting. The Bloodline. This is an open-world fantasy action RPG where you will take on a role of a descendant of a magical lineage. You are gifted the power of foresight by an ancient god to protect the world from evil. Here the adventure is yours. You will follow quest lines to help the people or roam the world freely at your own pace, allowing organic opportunities or organic deaths to arise. You will reform bonds between kingdoms, construct a village, and prepare the world for the return of evil stuff. Just like in the Elder Scrolls games, here you will explore the world, join various guilds, hunt magical creatures, or become a bard at the local tavern. The game doesn't hold your hand or penis, you can enjoy and experience it in any way you desire. Marvel's Midnight Suns. Here you'll become the Hunter, the first fully customizable original hero in the Marvel universe. You can personalize your appearance, choose your reactions to situations, and build friendships with other Marvel characters spanning the Avengers, X-Men, Runaways, and so on. Like in many similar games, you will decide who to take with you on missions, which missions to embark on, and a host of other options to make this a unique experience. The game is made by the creators of the legendary XCOM series, so there is no surprise that the game has a very positive review score on Steam and is appreciated by Marvel fans and by turn-based lovers as well. For example, I liked superhero movies, but when they started to make like 7 of them every year, I stopped watching and I have no idea who half of these superheroes in this game are. Tales of Iron 2: Whiskers of Winter. An old and unspeakable evil stirs in the north, wings black as death, fangs sharp as steel, and a thirst for blood rivaled only by their insatiable hunger for vengeance. Yeah, that is a new ultimate enemy of your kingdom. As people say, this game is inspired by Game of Thrones, The Elden Ring, and The Witcher. Despite it being a 2D side-scroller, the feeling is actually there, especially because everything is narrated by Doug Cockle, legendary actor that lent his voice to Geralt of Rivia himself, so he will have to track down and defeat legendary monsters of this realm, and be rewarded with rare resources and craft devastating equipment. But be warned, these colossal creatures won't go down without a fight. You will die over and over and over again, so make sure you like suffering. It's not for people with weak nerves, that's for sure. Monster Hunter World. You'll take on the role of a hunter and slay ferocious monsters in a living ecosystem, where you can use the landscape and its diverse inhabitants to get the upper hand. You can hunt alone or in co-op with up to 3 other players, and use materials collected from fallen foes to craft new gear. There are 14 different weapons at your disposal, each with its own unique characteristics and styles of attack. Many hunters acquire proficiency in multiple types, while others prefer to attain mastery of one. Monster Hunter World has 87% of positive reviews on Steam, left by more than 200,000 players. Incredible achievement. Turbo Overkill. The game's motto is half metal, half human, all murder machine. Title is heavily inspired by some of the all-time greats like Doom and Quake and Duke Nukem 3D, with awesome cyberpunk visuals. You'll play as Johnny Turbo, augmented with hidden arm rockets and a chainsaw that extends from your lower leg, allowing you to slice enemies wide open. If that sounds amazing, believe me, plays even better. As people say, the game is set in something between Blade Runner and Doom. Your enemy here is Rogue AI and its army of augmented minions. And the coolest thing is that you just need money, probably for buying better ingredients for your potato salad. And because of that you take on the impossible job of destroying the greatest AI ever created and take the bounty. Sounds easy.
And now thank you for watching, have a nice day, and I'll see you next time. Bye.